Hail, bird of prey. 5. Hail, Karuga.
Kapla!
Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Garoga. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird o' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird o' Prey 5, Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday, June 14th, 2024. June 14th is also Flag Day. Flag Day, the original day to love your American flag. And for us old-time Simpsons fans, we all know the special thing about Flag Day. Homer Simpson, in his most creative Chinese cookie, fortune cookie ever, fortune ever, decided he could do a better job than all the idiots buying fortune cookies, and he wrote the best fortune cookie ever: "You will find a true love on Flag Day." So all of us Simpsons fans, we're always looking for true love on Flag Day, which is today. And oh my God, LDG at Free the Net has become a Karogan Orphan member for 30th month in a row. And God forbid LDG was my true love. Oh, that would be a terrible, terrible Flag Day. But it is good to see you, LDG, and thank you for being a member now for 30 months. And he is saying, "Hello, world," using emojis. Welcome, LDG. Thank you. And also, before we started, a big thank you to John Araki, who sent in a 99-cent super poop super sticker. And he gets, it's a fake. It's a fake. And Kronos is in the chat. Welcome, Kronos. But Hakeem was first in the chat today. Says Kapla bird, Kapla Hakeem. Not Ryan Johnson says hello and kapla. Hail Karoga. Hail to you, not Ryan Johnson. Richie Poole, third in the chat with 3 alpacas. Outlaw Bill, previously Jedi Bill. Kapla Outlaw Bill. Says Kapla, Brother Warrior, Vertical 5. All should hail Karoga. Absolutely. Thank you. And Outlaw Bill again says Kapla. All should hail Karoga, indeed. And Yvette now with a £2 sterling super chat. Thank you so much, Yvette. Says check audio and give us kissing Dax. Check audio. Are you quiet? Very low volume. Okay. Okay, I'm checking. I am checking the audio. Sound settings.
Captain's log, stardate 7414.1. Our best estimates place us some 4 hours from Earth.
How about now? So the audio, I turned it up to 11. That should help. The problem is that it turns it down when it feels like it's too loud. What are you guys thinking? How is that? Oh, I think I know what the problem is. Okay. Let me go and check it again. Let's see if that probably will help. Device properties. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, now we do not have StreamYard attempting to fix it. Sound settings, manage device properties. There we go. Okay. And John Araki gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, John Araki. JP's, Dr. Scotty, Daniel Stenstham, John DeMarco, and Fodder Stomp. Kapla, guys. Welcome aboard as 5 new members. Welcome aboard as 5 new members. And that should have fixed the volume problem. So a big thank you to the lovely Yvette for that reminder. John Araki with 3 rants. I don't know. I'll tell you guys, I do have an email I want to talk to you guys about. It looks like a fun email, but I can't do it on public. But I think there's something we can do. I'll talk to you about it in a minute. John Araki says Outlaw Bill, greater than Jedi Bill. I miss Jedi Bill, but I understand why he needed to change. John Araki says hashtag Crow Nurse. Richie Poole says Sis Opry 2024. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movies says Kapla, Mr. Lundell. Mike Richards says greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Greetings, Mike Richards. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says Kapla, man, we busted our asses all week to have an easy Friday, and our reward, extra effing work. Son of a bitch, Gorilla. Son of a bitch. Every effing time. Chronos says Kapla dorks. Kapla Chronos. Hakeem says hail to Carl. Hail Carl or hail Carlo? Carlo is the good people. Carl is the fucking guardian of forever. Bullshit. Star Trek Discovery version reject. garbage bullshit. Richie Pools says hashtag ban Kronos. And Mike Richards with a 14-month friend of Karoga chat saying tall words, proudly saying more kissing Dax. I know it'd be wonderful to have more kissing Dax. Sci-Fi Sith dances bird. How's Mamo Bird 95 doing? If you mean Mamo Prey 5, Sci-Fi, they're asking how you're doing. Mamo Prey says she's doing perfectly. Thanks for asking. I don't know that I would go that far, but that's what she's saying at the moment. Outlaw Bill says hello to Kronos. Pop Culture Curator says hello, guys. Hello, Pop. Hakeem says Karoga. Okay, there you go. Kronos says fool. Kronos says Bill is outlawed. Hakeem says hey to Kronos. Outlaw Bill says hello to John. Rocky. Kronos says hey to Hakeem. Carlo Albanese, there we are, says we the people would like entertainment for the next hour or two. I'll do my best, Carlo. Outlaw Bill says hello to Pop Culture Curator. Hail Karoga, says Carlo. Kronos says spank the like button. Bird, love it. Love eat. I do like the likes. I do like the likes. You know, if I still had the hearts up, I noticed pressing the like button now makes one of those hearts fly in the chat, but only when I have the hearts up. Luckily, I got rid of the heart because it makes it hard to read the chat. Carlos says, hi, hope everyone is okay. Kronos says hey to Carlo. Outlaw Bill says hello to Carlo as well. Kronos says hey to Nicole. Is Nicole? Carlos says hey, Dax. Hail, Dax. Hakeem says hello, Outlaw Bill, and to Pop. And Outlaw Bill says hello to Hakeem. And then we had LDG's 30-month membership chat. Yvette says, good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette. Kronos says, the proper flag, the Quantum Gal. That is not the flag for Flag Day. It means the U.S. flag. Pop Culture Curator says hello to Outlaw Bill. Carlo Albanese says the good old red, white, and blue flag of Karoga. Exactly. Kronos says hey to Pop. And Kronos says feel the Karogan orphan minors. Free, not feel. Oh my God. I was thinking something vastly different. Free the Karogan orphan minors. I don't know about that. JP's with a 19-month friend of Karoga chat says, I just farted. Well, okay, JP's too much info. Kronos says, it's a steak. And then he said the volume is low, but hopefully we fixed it now. JP says, blah. Kronos says, hey to Jay. Mike Richards says, it's a Kronos. Richie Poole is warning about the volume. Carlos says, Bird is sounding a lot better today. Well, thank you, Carlo. Although, to be honest, just a few hours ago, I was napping. I woke up from a nap in total panic. I felt like I was dying. I thought this was it. I felt like my body, I don't know, it was weird. It felt like my soul had left my body. I don't know how to explain it. I was really scared. Once I kind of woke up, I checked my numbers. Everything was okay. I mean, oh my God. And of course, right afterwards, I ended up in on Antiderivative Jill's stream today, and we very quickly got to talking about the very unfortunate passing of another YouTuber, Clobbering Times. I'm sure most of you, if you didn't know Clobbering Time, you knew of Clobbering Time. They were very close to us in the YouTube community. A lot of people, a lot of people were members of both mine and his, and a lot of people in between, like Antiderivative Jill. And I personally really didn't go on Clobbering Times channel much. I just never really got to know him much. I knew of him. He seemed like a good guy, but I was just so busy already, and I just never got to know him much. So it's kind of thing you figured you'd always get time. You never legit think that time's running out on everybody, and yeah, unfortunately, it did. It did. So I paid my respects to the man and to his family, but he was even less. I knew him even less than Cardinal Sin. Cardinal Sin, I at least had been to some of his streams, and I'd done. Cardinal Sin had been on my channel a couple of times, and we spoke to each other on a rare occasion, but sometimes. But Clobbering Time and I don't think we were ever on a stream together. I don't think he was ever at my channel, and I don't think I was ever at his. But I knew the guy, and I didn't want anything but the best for him. So I do want to let him know my passing. That's not our phone. Oh, it's the fax machine. Do you still have the wire in the fax? So that was somebody calling the house. Yeah. Sorry, there was Mama Prey set up the fax machine, and the phone was ringing. We never heard it before. Thank you, Latoya. Birds and Pictures has got Bird. Good to hear you. good to be here. Good to hear you here, words and pictures.
I know.
John Araki says hashtag Mamo Pray 2024. JP says, well, turn it up, Kronos. Pop culture curator says, hello there, Kronos. It's Uncle Buddy.
Just say
Hello. Hey, hey, Uncle Buddy. Mom's getting the phone. There you go. Okay. Hello, world. Sorry about that. I'll explain in a couple minutes what was going on here. Pop culture curator says hello there to Kronos. Kronos has turned it up to 11 with cowbell. More cowbell. Thank you, John Araki, again for the 5 gifted memberships. Outlaw Bill says, I am no longer Jedi Bill. Now forever Outlaw Bill. Forever Outlaw Bill? I don't know. Forever is a long time. Yvette is saying it sounds 5 by 5 now. Awesome. Thank you, Yvette. Sci-Fi Sith Dan says Kapla, Bird O'Prey. Kapla, Sci-Fi Sith Dan. Kronos says maybe the mic is about a light year away. Well, as it turned out, Kronos, the problem was that I was muted, but in the underground. And if you're in the underground, it's still trying to automatically adjust my microphone volume, which is fine if I was on StreamYard, but being I'm on OBS, you don't want StreamYard adjusting your microphone at the same time. So I had to disconnect completely from StreamYard in order to prevent StreamYard from managing my microphone settings. Kronos says, hey to Sith Dan. John Araki says, always remember to subscribe, ring the bell, and diddy the like button. I don't know that diddy is the verb we should be using for the like button. Now, grant you, I don't like lick either, but if it's between lick and diddy, I think you should choose lick. Sci-Fi Sith Dan says, hello there to Outlaw Bill, or should I say formally, Jedi Bill. Chrono says, Garfield O'Prey is sticky. It is. His paws are suction cups. Yes. Although in space, suction cups don't work. It's tricky. Sci-Fi Sith Dan says hello there to Kronos. John Araki says Outlaw Bill greater than in-law Bill. That's probably true. JP says thanks to John. Kronos says hey to John. And Kronos says I hate email. Why do you hate email? Sci-Fi Sith Dan says John Araki, at least outlaws are wanted and have bounties on them to collect. That's true. That is true. Kronos says, I wish I was my own nurse. I don't know if that's something you would wish for. Admiral Teague is in the house. Says Jedi Bill. Now that's the name I've not heard in a long time. Really, because I feel like I was calling Bill Jedi Bill even yesterday. Melted Copper, Kapla Melted Copper. says, Happy Friday. God bless Mr. Bird. Thank you, Melted Copper. And Sci-Fi Sith says, how is Mamo Bird? Yeah, we went through that. Mamo Prey said she's doing perfect, but the truth is, it's been a very tough week on all of us, especially Mamo Prey. She was exhausted. She is exhausted today. She's been exhausted all week. And we are so close to getting the extra help, to getting the people here who are supposed to provide the extra help. Just this moment, one of the people who should be starting soon, maybe next week, maybe the week after, we don't know, but her name is Latoya, and she is one of the people who should be giving Mamo Prey some much needed time off. She was just here trying to get the paperwork set up, and it would be wonderful if we get to the point that we can actually start, and we'd have her and a few other people that would give us some time. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. John Araki says these 3 words written taller than the rest. Taxation is theft. Chrono says, hey to Mamo Prey. John Araki says, up to Crony. Carlo Albanese says, hey, did he say I'm good people? There's only one Carlo, but many Carlos. Carlos. That's true. JP says that's why you do mind work. Minimal. That's why you do minimal work to Gorilla. Yeah, that's when you do more work, they find more work for you to do. Which is fine when you're 20 or 20 something, but in your 30s and up, you don't want to do more work. You want to do better work. It's quality over quantity the older you get. The younger you are, sure, just give it all you can get and cut through it. John Araki says Sci-Fi Sith Dan, very true. Richie Poole says, is Outlaw Bill a meaner, leaner version of Jedi Bill? I have to ask him. Sci-Fi Sith Dan says, Birdo 45, she knows how to take care of her big boy. That is kind of weird. Corona says, Bill is not a Jedi anymore. Bill has thrown away the Jedi symbol because Jedis are dead. Star Wars is dead. Admiral Teague says hello to Kronos. Melted Copper says, hey, Kronos. JP's says, I like to we on the people. No, that's not we on the people. It's we the people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Kronos says, hey to Teague. John Araki says, Deej, Oddie Salty is going to change his name to DJ Outlaw next. I don't think so. Kronos says, I've heard about that last woke Star Wars show. Sci-Fi Zit Dan says, Kronos, since episode 3 of the new Star Wars show, he changed his name since it was terrible. Admiral Teague says, Omega Glory. Kirk slaps the 10,000-year-old document to make a point. This to me seems strange, even seeing it as a kid. Kronos says, lol. Kronos says, you can't pay me to watch that poop. Outlaw Bill says, it must just be me, to Richie Poole. Sci-Fi Satan says, hello there to Pop Culture Curator. Kronos says, OMG, learn to read. Berto Prey 5. Kronos says, don't die on us. Kronos, I don't want to die on you, but the day is going to come one day. And I just, I'm going to feel really, really bad, but not so much for you guys, because I have to really feel bad for his mama Frey. But hopefully I'm wrong and it doesn't happen. And we both live for a long, long time, and neither of us die until maybe 50, 60 years from now. And then there's, an asteroid hits Long Island and just evaporates us completely. And we never know what happened. We go to sleep in the middle of the night and an asteroid takes out the entire East Coast and the entire O'Prey family, including all my relatives, overnight cease to exist. And we wake up on the other side as energy beings or whatever it is we become. And life continues on in its next form, whatever that might be, far away from what we call planet Earth. Kronos. Carlo Albanese says, sometimes when in the astral plane, the body can wake before you fully return. That's what it was feeling like, Carlo. It was scary. Jim's Landscape LLC, Commodore Productions, says hello, and I'm mowing. Indeed you are. Enjoy the mowing, Jim's Landscape. Kronos says hey to Landscape. Sci-Fi Sit Dan says hello there to Jim's Landscape LLC. 47 Yorktown says hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Kronos says hey to 47. Sci-Fi Sit Dan says also hello there to 47. Kronos says rest in peace. Absolutely to clobbering times. Yvette says Bird, the Whovian community have done some lovely tributes to Clobby. There you go. I guess he was part of the Whovian community. Wonderful, Yvette. JP says time is a luxury no one has. Mike Richards says it's astonishing. Time is fleeting. There's a song. Time is a commodity, says Kronos. 47, Yorktown says howdy to sci-fi. Sith Dan. Carlo Albanese says, I just want to say that over the years, I have come to regard you as people I met. Rimmer Red Dwarf. Carlo says, who is a Whovian? Not me, Carlo. Not me, Kronos. Not me. Richie Poole says, time is a predator, or so I am told. Yeah. Who was more right on time? Yeah. Guy from Star Trek Generations, or the other guy? Just the facts, ma'am, says Mike Richards. And Kronos Point figured it out. That's from Star Trek Generations. Good quote, he says. Kronos says, Mamo pray. And Richie Poole says, hello, Uncle Buddy. Kronos says, cowbell rocks. Outlaw Bill says hello to Carlo. And hello to 47. Kronos says, you can turn up the volume a bit more. I have the AC turned on. Well, you can turn up the volume a bit more. I've already put my volume to max. We're at max volume. Kronos says, how many lurkers are there? Mike Richards is OBS equal Omnary bird sings. Ordinary birds? Oh, merry bird sings. OBS is studio software that makes bed life possible. Jim's Landscape says, does that mean the Force is not with former Jedi Bill? I guess. Carlos says hello to Outlaw Bill. I've heard there's a reward for you. Wanted Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi. Kronos says, I wish I was my own snuggle buddy. Kronos says, Mamo Pray power. Carlo Albanese gives Mamo Pray a hug. Hakeem says, is her last name Jackson? Kronos, no, Latoya's last name is not Jackson. Kronos says, how many snuggle buddies do you have, Bird? She is not a snuggle buddy. Carla says, I'm currently without any. I have 0 snuggle buddies at the moment. Carlo Albanese says, so will we get a public stream like Mamo Pray? A pub life stream. I don't think there's a pub life stream coming anytime soon. Outlaw Bill says, I have a kicking ass warrior spirit to Jim's Landscape. Really, a kicking ass warrior spirit. Kapla to Outlaw Bill, who is still a warrior, even if he's not a Jedi. Kronos says, Mamo Pray at a pub. Nice. John Araki says, Latoya, Italian men and black women go together like salty and non-stream content. Kronos says, wasn't Latoya the prawn star? I've never heard of a star of that sort. Latoya, I'm sure there are those stars with that name, but none that I'm aware of. DJ Play Nice says, wee. Kronos says, why isn't Bird of Prey catching up on the chat yet? I'm trying. I'm trying to catch up. DJ Play Nice is pointing at Teague, Admiral Teague. Kronos says, hey to Play Nice. Mike Richards is dead. Dead Jedi sound like a band. Carlo Albanese says, time travelers add extra chats in the past, Kronos. DJ Play Nice says, Kronos wrench. Kronos has a wrench. Kronos says, what better, STD or the last Star Wars show? Me? I would imagine the last Star Wars show, because I feel like I didn't watch it, so I don't know for sure. But being I don't care about Star Wars all that much, there's nothing that it could do that would hurt me as much as Discovery did. So absolutely, Discovery is worse than anything Star Wars has ever done. Kronos is burnt ham with a lightsaber. I don't know what you're talking about. Sci-Fi Satan says hello there to DJ Play Nice. Kronos says Mama Prey rocks. Kronos says perhaps a bit rolls. Mike Richards is the God Emperor. Never feels bad for his subjects. Outlaw Bill says hello to DJ Play Nice. Kronos says Karoga has the spice. Carlo Albanese says, isn't that the ending to the Dinosaurs TV show? The asteroid hits. You know, it's a good ending. It's a good ending, and I'll take it. Kronos says, hopefully, it's a happy dino. Carlo Albanese says, what the F do you mean I got reincarnated as a blade of grass? Kronos says, hey, Carlo Grass. Carlos says, keep off the grass. And Kronos walks on the grass. Moss is better, says Kronos. Eastland Burkholder says, hello all. Kapla Eastland. Kronos says, hey to Burkholder. JP says, Bird of Prey 5. Does Uncle Buddy have a fedora? Because that's how I picture him. No fedora on Uncle Buddy. Kronos says, John Bon Jovi. I don't see Deej here.
It's good to work in the park.
Let's see. I jumped back to I keep off the grass. Yeah, Kronos is John Bovey, not John Bon Jovi, John Bovey. JP says Jedi Bill was taken out by Order 69. Kronos has ripped Jedi Bill. Lol. Mike Richards is Bird of Prey 5. Ornery means troublemaking. Thank you. Kronos says Western chicks oh pray. The Traveler's in the house. Says Bird of Prey 5. Greetings, birds, turds, and nerds. Greetings, Traveler. Kronos says, nerds. Chrono says, don't make bird catch up. And then Chrono says, ketchup. JP says, Castro. What's up, Mama? Yes, Mama. How many people in the chat right now? 23. 23 people in the chat.
Okay. And you,
And me.
at 24,
Well,
and I'm 25.
I might be one of the 23.
Anyway, he just in the bar for the next couple of hours.
D just working the bar for
He
the
said,
next couple hours. He says, stop by for a drink. Mama Bray says, stop by,
yeah, he said,
say hi.
So and I said, can you send me a drink? Now I'm going to go back and tell him, can you send me 25 drinks?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
D just send drinks to the whole chat. Gotcha. It's okay. No, you didn't interrupt. It's Mama Frey always has. Miss Lundell's Groovy Movies says LaToya Jackson, one of Michael Jackson's sisters, married a really seedy Italian guy and did a Playboy spread. Well, I'm not going to ask her to do a Playboy spread. If she wants to do one, that's between her and Playboy. Chrono says, hey to Miss Lundell. Miss Lundell says, haven't heard from her. They haven't heard from her since. Ouch. The Traveler says, Bird, I have the day off, so I'm working on my Mandalorian helmet. Awesome. Chrono says, hey to the Traveler. Where have you been? Stan Lee says YouTube notifications are useless. Pretty much, Stan. Pretty much. You just got to remember every Monday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'm pretty much live. Stanley's has had this stream tagged. Had this stream tagged, nothing. Also missed church life of Salty earlier. Sorry, Stan. Hakeem says The Boys' new season started, so that's something to watch instead of Woke Wars. Well, before you guys run off and watch The Boys season 4, they've dropped 3 episodes of the 4th season, and so the first 3 episodes are ready to watch on Amazon Prime Video. However, I watched this, and I'm going to be honest, I don't even understand what the fuck they're doing anymore. It's quite disappointing. It is definitely gone woke. Like it was debatable how woke it was before. I mean, The Boys had been doing the woke stuff, but they'd almost been doing it for jokes, for humor. Like you could say, okay, they knew what woke was supposed to be, but they were just playing with the woke. They were almost using woke as a humor, as a joke. But no, this time they certainly got more seriously woke. And like I completely forget, like what are they even supposed to be doing? Like what is their current mission? Like, is it to kill Homelander or what? I mean, how is Homelander running Vought Industries? Like you still need people to do business stuff. Like the company just can't exist without people who know what they're doing. I really don't understand what is going on anymore. And it's disappointing. Let's put it this way. This fourth season, much more disappointing than any of the other seasons. In fact, all the other seasons, I was really into it, especially by the third episode. But this fourth season, I gotta say, is not nearly as interesting. And that's also considering that spin-off series with the college. That was a better series, better first season than the 3 seasons. So we had 3 seasons of The Boys plus a spin-off, whatever that spin-off series was, Gen V or something. Yeah, not looking good for The Boys this episode, this season. The Travelers is Kronos. So far, I've been traveling through space and time and keep forgetting to come back to this time coordinate. Stan Lee says the Kronos. Yo, you, yo. Stan Lee says, I burned the grass. Outlaw Bill says it's because the Force is now female and very LGBTQ now. That's why I am now outlaw. That's why I am now an outlaw warrior. Kronos says time traveler sounds like an issue. Stanley says, Akeem, yeah, the whole thing is just funny. Carlo Albanese says, so on this Karogan Flag Day, do we get this story of how the first flag came about? The first flag, well, we all know the story of the first flag. It was Betsy Ross. She was sewing she was sewing a cake holder, because in the old days before refrigeration, you had to put your cake in fabric and then stuff the fabric with snow to keep your cake cold. And so, like, most people would just use like a dull colored fabric and like beige and put the snow in it. And then you'd have this problem, like what cake is in here? And you'd cut through it and you would look at the cake, or you'd eat it and like, oh, surprise, it's chocolate, or it's golden cake, or it's red cake, whatever. But Betsy Ross decided, she's like, you know what? I could make a code for the kind of cake that's on the inside. And then she decided to make a code that had, well, the number of layers was between red and white. She made them stripes. And then the fruit that was inside, she decided to make the top corner of the flag the fruit color. And so blue meant blueberry. And then there was, well, how many like decorations and whatnot were on it. And so for that, she just used stars in a circle pattern. And that meant, well, 13 and she had this whole lookup system, but I'm told if you looked up like what a white star was, it meant marshmallow. So if you put 13 marshmallows on the cake, and that became the original cake, cake of the American nation. And because, in the olden days, people needed to reuse things a lot. They didn't have a lot of extra money. So once you ate the cake, you took it, you undid it, and you had what's commonly referred to these days as the Betsy Ross flag. But they'll say Betsy Ross didn't really invent it, but she made it popular. And that's all true. So that's why we call it the Betsy Ross flag. And it's, 13 stripes, 7 red, 6 white, blue box, because it was the original cake was a 13 layer blueberry stuffed cake cut into 13 slices, and that's why it had marshmallow, 13 marshmallows, but it was blueberry flavored cake. So it was delicious. That was the first cake. Carlos says, "Hail Caroga." Stanley says, critics seem to suggest it's supposed to be making fun of the right, but it seems to be making fun of the liberals just as much. Yeah, I mean, the boys is clear. Trump's birthday is Flag Day. So does that make him more American? As soon as I said his name, I got the disconnection notice. Okay, we're back. Can't say his name. We can't say happy birthday to our former president today. It is Flag Day. Yeah, but the boys, they're making fun of our former president just left and right. Chronos says, please make fun of MAGA. Well, you can't make fun of MAGA, Chronos. There's nothing wrong with MAGA. The problem is people who went crazy and got stupid. Okay? Because MAGA is great, but not everybody, not every MAGA, not everybody who believes that MAGA is smart. See, MAGA is big enough for everybody, but when you're big enough, if you invite everyone in, you are undoubtedly going to invite in some bad cookies. Stanley says they'll believe any conspiracy theory. You could probably even convince them that we really landed on the moon. Yeah, I heard that. JP says 23 people in chat and only 12 likes. What the F? Come on. Would you prefer geeks? Asked Kronos. Sean Carter says 24. Now, prayers. Stanley says, is Mama Pray a member? She's not a paid member, if that's what you're asking.
Right, I can't attend membership streams.
You can't attend membership streams.
I could just interrupt them.
Yes, you can. You can interrupt them. Stanley says, does she get a discount? There's no way to give her a discount. Kronos says, hey again, Mom will pray.
I'm waving.
Mom will pray is waving now.
But I do need to interrupt you
Yes.
for 1 minute. You feel like pizza from Patsy's again.
What are you gonna do? Sure, plain. No
meatball?
No meatball.
Okay.
Do you have a way to order it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any pasta left?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
JP says, I'll take a triple of Jack. Kronos says, I would love a tale of prey. I'm sure you would, Kronos. I'll ask Mama Pray. She can't think of anything at the moment. Carlo Albanese has told you there will be a pub life by Mama Pray. Stan Lee says, JP's, do likes really make that much of a difference? Yes. The Travelers is usually 30 or so loyal Kurogans watch. Hakeem says, Stanley, yeah, it's starting off good. I don't know if this is going to be the last season or not, but I hope it's going for another season at least. Really, Hakeem? You think the boys started off good? I don't know. I kind of felt the opposite, but maybe I just forgot. I forgot what happened last season. I mean, it's been so long. It's been like what, 2 years since the last season of The Boys? I just don't remember. Stanley says, isn't just watching enough? Like, I'm watching, it means I like it. I understand, Stan. It's YouTube. Kronos says the Kurogans are living in the mines. JP says, oh, you can do it. Stanley says, Kronos, but is it really living? And Kronos says, they have no choice. Lol. What's the definition of living? Asks Kronos. JP says, Deej working in the bar greater than Deej working the pole. Kronos says, is Deej still alive? Yes, he is. Don't ask questions like that. Scares me. Deej, Deej has his own issues. We all have our own issues. Any one of us is a bad day away from not waking up. Stanley says Starlight looks like a mess with the surgery. And Mother's Milk doesn't look like the character anymore. Doesn't even look like the character anymore. And Stanley says, yeah, I was confused about exactly what was even happening in the first 3 episodes. So, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one, because I know LDG is also, he doesn't really get it either. And he was a giant fan of The Boys. Kronos is woke equal retarded. Stanley says the comic had a better storyline. Well, I'm not reading the comic. I'm watching a fucking TV show. I need it to fucking work. Can't go back to the comic. Hakeem says, without a doubt, it had woke elements in other seasons, but they didn't go too deep. So it's disappointing to hear it's changed. Yeah, it definitely got deeper. I don't know how else to say. Mike Richards is Kronos, greater than Kronuts. Stan Lee says, I just wish Black Noir had given Yui the quote, the single quote. Kronos is Garfield O'Prey with a lightsaber would be funny. Thumb up in the show, says. JP says, is there any nakedness or sex in the first 3 episodes? There's a lot of man nakedness, JP's. I don't know about, I'm trying to think. Not a hell of a lot that I can remember of female nakedness, but way too much. Plenty of man nakedness. More than one, which is already too much. But Stanley says JP's, oh yeah. Stanley says full frontal in a fight. Oh, besides the fight, there was one guy who just keeps his power was he keeps cloning himself, but all of his clones, I guess, are naked or something. I don't know. And then there's this fucking there's this like train of guys doing something nasty, and of course they're supposed to be like the Trump supporters. So yeah, it's just I don't care so much, but it's beyond tacky, I guess. Kronos says, I would be Lasagna O'Prey now. Stanley says, and dude has a respectable unit. Hakeem says, Stanley, when I saw Mother's Milk, I thought he was sick, or they replaced him with a different actor. Lol. Stanley says, reminded me of Eastern Promise bath fight scene. Hakeem, yeah, I thought they'd been recast. Doesn't even look like the character anymore. Was it the same guy? Stanley says, and Starlight actress facelift is horrible. Kronos is the last king naked, whatever works. JP says, why the hell is there glitter on my carpet? Miss Lundell says, the first flag was the Gadsden flag. Don't tread on me. Kronos says, that's when are we going to see a sequel to The Last Starfighter? JP says, so not the nudity I was hoping for. JP says, never, I hope. Stanley says, just a dude with his wang flopping around. Chrono says, peeps have opinions. I don't know what that is, Mike Richards. Cake wrappers? Oh, ice me. JP says, so not worth watching, then Stan. The Travelers is the first Kurogan flag was a cake holder. Yummy. No, that was the first flag ever in history. Stanley says, Mike Richards, I'm a white rapper. Name Man Eyes. I'm white Kool-Aid, says JP's. Mike Richards is laughing with Stan Lee. Kronos is too much sugar. I'm pinkish. The Travelers is bird mixing up the Kurogan flag with the USA flag. I'm talking about the first ever flag. Kronos says, I don't want to know what Bird of Prey 5 is talking about. Stan Lee says, time travel, it's Kurogan. It's a shame. It's Kuroga, it's shame month. In Kuroga, it's shame month. Instead of Pride Month, it's shame month. I get it. Eastland Burkholder says, no one knows Kronos. No one knows. JP says, Bird of Prey 5, damn it, Bird. Now I want cake. You don't have cake. I don't have cake either, but I think I have a day-old donut. I do. That donut is sounding good right now. Stan Lee says, JP's the cake is a lie. Kronos is Kuroga Pride Month for the companies that love the day. JP says, it's been a lie. The Travis says, why does it feel like I'm listening to a Joe Biden rant and not a Joe Bird rant? Stanley says, was that not just me? Did you really get censored live? Apparently I did. I never seen it happen that quickly, but I say it again, JP. I started talking about our certain former president, and all of a sudden the channel cut out. And then I did. But that's what I'm saying. If it's yeah. Honestly, Mama Prey was wondering if we shouldn't put the flag up today for Flag Day. But to be honest, considering where I live, I felt like it would make us a target. And Sassy doesn't like it either. And we were supposed to have thunderstorms. So considering all that, we decided not to put the flag out today. But one of the things was honestly being afraid to put it out. And that is the big shame. I mean, there was the laziness too. But Mama Prey, yeah, if I wasn't stuck in the bed, like if I didn't have to worry, if I could run out of the house, if somebody fucking threw a Molotov cocktail through the fucking window and I could run out of the house, I'd take more chances, but can't do that anymore. Not worth it. Donald Trump can celebrate his birthday with his friends in Mar-a-Lago. Yep, mayonnaise. I get it. I get the name.
I will speak with
Kronos is the current press is a press. That's that's up for you to decide. JP says they may not be smart, but they are smart. Kronos is smirt. Kinda says he's kinda smirt. And Kronos says, Mamo pray. JP says that's yet to be proven, Kronos. Kronos says he doesn't know his IQ. And JP says he wants pizza too now. Stan Lee says the traveler, Joe Biden. Joe Burden. No, not Joe Burden. Kronos, for a quick second, I had to do a sanity check. And I was saying to myself, do I really have do I share Joe Biden's first name? And I thought to myself, what's Joe Biden's first name? I did. It just went through my brain. And I was like, oh shit, I guess I do. I guess I do. And probably more than that. No pineapple on the pizza, says Kronos. And there will be no pineapple. LDG says, no, they don't. Google leak proved it. What are we talking about, LDG? You gotta fucking put something in to explain what it is you're talking about. No, they don't. Google leak proved it. Kronos says, hey to pickles. Mr. Londell says, news flash. Trump floats eliminating income tax and replacing it with tariffs on imports. I say, go for it. You mean returning us to the tax system we had before World War II? You can't. He's floating the idea. That doesn't mean, we'll see a flat tax before we see income tax replaced with tariffs. Stan Lee says season 5 is planned to be the last. Now that will be what at this point? 2035 by the time we get to season 5 of The Boys. Hakeem says, I've only seen 20 minutes, so I might have spoken too soon. Well, I hope you do enjoy it when you get to watch the rest. The Traveler says, I have a lot of issues. I used to collect comics. Mike Richards says, issues. I have bound volumes. Kronos says, Bird of Prey 5, Intel or AMD. I've always been an Intel person, Kronos, but I don't know. If AMD was doing a faster chip, I guess I would do AMD. Kronos says, it got deeper when the tip counts. Outlaw Bill says, always AMD. Wow. Kronos says he already asked you. Lol. Miss Lundell says, I think we all going to see Deej unfriended you? Were you not supposed to tell people he was working?
He posted it on Facebook.
Oh, he posted it on Facebook.
And it's gone. And I went to my friend.
All traces of Deej are gone.
Everything starts with a D.
I don't know, Mama. Right? Mr. Lundell says, I think we want to see Starlight in all of her nakedness just once. Well, if we didn't see it by the first season, okay, never mind. Mama Pray found them. Found Deej. Miss Lundell says, I think we all want to see Starlight in all of her nakedness just once. That if it didn't happen already, I don't think it's going to happen now. Once an actor, a female actor, that might happen in their first season, but it rarely happens in later seasons. Mike Richards says male nudity equal bird repellent. It is. Chrono says, I'm not going naked. Nobody's asking you to. Mike Richards and Kronos, we thank you for that. Indeed, says Kronos. Outlaw Bill says, amen to that, Mr. Lundell. Kronos says, everything is flabby. By the way, thank goodness I don't have to see any of you naked, says Kronos. Kronos says, what's in the mines of Kuroga? 16 tons of what? Kronos says, Mama Pray can do a Taylor Pray. Fuck New York, says Kronos. I think that's what Mama Pray would say too. Antiderivative Jill is here. I finally made it, Kapla. Antiderivative Jill. Hope you are driving safely. Kyle Cullen with a live long and prosper. Kronos says, hey to Jill. JP says, because Antifa would come knock on your door. Exactly. Exactly. Kronos says, why waste alcohol? JP says, oh, he got away with that one. Jill gives a live long and prosper to Kyle. Kyle Cullen. Hakeem says, if you put out a rainbow flag, random people bring you cookies and tell you that you are brave. I don't want random people coming with cookies either. The Travelers says, did anyone's phone beep when Bird said the bad name again? Antiderivative Jill is laughing at Hakeem. Kronos says, Bird said a naughty word. I said Trump. Hakeem says, lol, hey Jill. JP's is laughing. What's Joe Biden's first name? Lol. I did, that's what I thought. I was like, what's Joe Biden's first name? Antiderivative Jill says, hey Hakeem, thank you for the tip. Kronos says FJB. Is that like let's go, Brandon? Antiderivative G, Jill. Antiderivative G. Antiderivative Jill says for free cookies. The Travelers says, is LDG Pickles talking crazy again? Again, every time. He just doesn't stop. JP says, that's like when I lose the remote control and find it a day later in the freezer. Kronos is good enough for me. Berto Pray 5, are you tripping? I'm not tripping. Okay, here we go. LDG says, yes, this data is related to the recent Google search leak. The leak revealed that systems like NavBoot use click data to adjust search rankings, indicating that user interactions such as clicks are significant factors. However, likes or similar social signals have little to no influence on search placement, according to the leaked documents. This isn't about searching through Google for videos. Okay. I'm sure when YouTube is determining what streams to show live, the likes is a factor. Kronos' female actors are called actresses. I thought so, Kronos, but apparently they claim that's not true anymore. LDG, I guess that's a mic drop. Anthony Jill says that's the magic of summer break. Not as much driving. I am not driving today. Oh, awesome. Well, then I guess just be safe walking around your house. Kronos is LDG, free the net, AMD or Intel. Captain Fandom Nerd says hello, Kapla Captain. Kronos is hey to Time Dude. Is Random Menace here? Oh, by the guy, Random Menace sent me a photo earlier today. And it was his beautiful little daughter, Olivia, watching Worf on Star Trek. I couldn't tell exactly which episode she was watching, if it was Way of the Warrior or a TNG episode, but he was in the gold uniform. So it was either Way of the Warrior before he got the red uniform or a TNG episode. Maybe like Parallels or something. But it was just a big old picture of Worf on the big TV, and Olivia was really interested in it. So good job. Good job. Congratulations on raising a Worf fan there. Carlos says, I think it's become two presidents. I think that to become president of the United States, the two candidates should fight each other in giant robots, like in the film Robot Jocks. That could work. Anti-Drew Jill says, thanks for the news report. Good stuff. Clicks greater than likes. Makes sense that traffic matters. The Traveler says, Bird keeps saying Trump, his stream will be deleted from their interwebs. Kronos says, depends. Are they going to be juiced up? LDG says, dude, think what you want. The leak exposed it. Kronos says, you can leak online. LDG says, this isn't flat earth theory. JP says, you read it on the internet, so it must be true. Daniel's Hot Topic says, hey, Bird. Hey, Daniel. Kronos says, the earth is flat. Daniel says, I remember back in the day when they called actresses actresses. Daniel's Hot Topic says, Way of the Warrior is a good episode. It is indeed. It is indeed. JP says, when Daniel uses phrasing back in the day, I giggle a bit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because we know Daniel is one of the younger ones of us around here. Okay. So, Andrew Jill says, this hasn't happened once yet, but I am short, so I am in danger of falling off a chair or a ladder daily. Well, then absolutely be safe. Be safe about going up on ladders and chairs. LDG says they even divide clicks in good and bad clicks. It's pretty smart. If you are clicking fishy, you are removed from affecting the algorithm. What is a fishy click? Chronos is you can fall off chairs. Daniel's Hot Topic says the two characters I like in TNG is Worf and Data. Worf, Data is so awesome. I wish he never exploded on Shinzon of Remus ship. Appears to be a car in front of the house, Mom will pray. Yeah, they're coming up to the porch. Andrew Joe says the chair can also collapse under you. I've been lucky that neither has happened. The Traveler, says Dan's Hot Topics, is so old. He is older than he really is. Kronos says somebody has chair problems. Carlo Albanese says, I fall off the earth once in a while. Thank God it's so big. I just hit another part. The Traveler says fish can click buttons now. This is what I'm confused. JP says, what data exploded? Wait, data exploded? He did in Nemesis. Andrew Jill says, so far, Kronos chairs are my friends. I haven't gotten hurt yet. Daniel's Hot Topic says, TNG Season 7 Parallel is a wonderful episode. I love how they mention that every microsecond is an infinite number of parallel universes gets created, and it's been like that since the Big Bang. Miss Lundell says, LDG, why are you saying that ratioing a video is a fallacy? Carlos says, there's that word, yet. I don't want to see the chair issue.
Do you want me yet?
Yeah, I'll take a slice. LDG says a bad click includes short clicks, quick returns, pogo sticking, repeated clicks on different results, high bounce rates, and false clicks to manipulate rankings. These negatively impact rankings. Carlos says Nemesis film forbidden. All right. The Traveler says some say there is no greater love than laying one's life down for another. Data sacrificing himself to save Picard is the most human thing he could ever do. Okay, guys. We're going to move on to the day, and then we're going to move on to the Dear Bops eventually. But in the meantime, here is a couple of quick commercials, and then we'll move on.
Hello, I'm Charlie McKee for Electrolux. And this is an America that used to be. A time when companies brought vacuum cleaners to your home, because that's the best place to judge a vacuum. Today, few companies do that. But Electrolux still does, because your home is still the best place to see why Electrolux is better. So open your door to Electrolux. Electrolux, your home is the best place to see why we're better.
37 years ago, Club Med made a special arrangement with civilization. Send us your frazzled, you're crazed, you're beleaguered, you're burnt out, you're overburdened, you're tension-riddled, and we'll send you back a human being.
This week, Sears teams up velour and corduroy for a sporty look at a winning price. First, corduroy pants, a super value at only $8.99. The Fit Super, too, and you save $5. Snuggle into a rich velour top for just $12.99. The luxury of velour in a soft knit blend, and you save $5. The pants in assorted colors, the tops in crew V and boat neck. Hurry, this sale ends Saturday at Sears, where America shops for value.
Get a little closer. Now don't be shy. You can get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry.
Only Arid has a patent on this formula that fights wetness. No leading deodorant spray stops odor better. And now Arid has a new baby fresh scent. It smells,
Get a little closer with the baby fresh scent of Arid Extra Dry.
Arid fights wetness and odor, now in a new baby fresh scent.
We know you. Let it rain, you say to her. We'll have a wonderful day. And you pour the Almaden. Almaden Chenin Blanc. Fragrant, fresh, delicate. It's one of your favorites. We know the wine you like because we've been making wine longer than any other California winery. We know you. We make your wine.
And we're back. Okay. The Traveler says, Bird of Prey 5, some say there is no greater love than laying one's life down for another. Data sacrificing himself to save Picard is the most human thing he could ever do. The Traveler says, Karoga has the best commercials. Okay. So now we're going to open national holidays for today, and obviously Flag Day, the main holiday, June 14th. Also, as I tried to say earlier, the birthday of former President Donald J. Trump, a man who so loved his country, he was born on Flag Day. Anyway, it's also National Bourbon Day, World Blood Donor Day, the Army's birthday. Join the celebration of the U.S. Army birthday as we remember its creation in 1775. Even before we declared independence in 1776, we already had an army in 1775. It's Falkland Islands Liberation Day. That does not go over well in Argentina. Come celebrate a historical moment in the Falkland Islands with us. International Bath Day. Bring out your bubble bath and enjoy a luxurious soak on International Bath Day. Uh, Monkey Around Day. Oh man, if there was ever a day for Deej, it looks like it's today. Today is the day to go ape. So let go and have a good time. And you got a picture of a guy with a monkey mask on his face. It's National New Mexico Day. You don't want to go to Old Mexico, but you do want to go to Mexico. You can go to New Mexico. This day is observed to pay tribute to the state of New Mexico and its people. The only reason people know of New Mexico is pretty much because of Breaking Bad. It has increased the tourism of Albuquerque through the roof. Through the roof. National Pop Goes the Weasel Day. This day celebrates the nursery rhyme that we have all been singing since we were kids. And finally, it's National Strawberry Shortcake Day. Let's dive deep into all the fun things you can do on National Strawberry Shortcake Day. I assume that means you can eat strawberry shortcake. Yeah, those are our holidays. And let's get to the Dear Bops. We got three at the moment. And you see how fast we can get through them. Dear Bop. Oh, wait. Gotta change to the Dear Bop screen. Dear Bop. Is an annoying robot called a brass hole? Signed, Bender. I get it. It's a play on asshole. I like it. Yeah. You want to call a robot? Well, here's the thing now. How many robots are actually made of brass? I don't think all that many. Yeah. I don't know. It ruins it for me. I'll be honest, Bender. I was thinking I was going to say, yeah, I like it. But after thinking about it a little harder, I think it's a bad pun. Sorry. Next. Dear Bop, if bluebirds make blue babies and red birds make red babies and blackbirds make black babies, what kind of bird has no babies? A swallow. Wah, 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 wah. I thought they were going to get into some dangerous territory there, but it turned out okay. I know it was going to be problematic, but it turned out to be just fine. And the next Dear Bop has no Dear Bop. It says, if you love Dax making out with another woman, but get upset over which in Star Wars touching the chin of another witch, then you are a hypocrite. I don't understand why are there witches in Star Wars? Why are there witches in Star Wars? How about that? I mean, I'm not a Star Wars super fan, but I don't recognize where do witches fall into the Star Wars universe? That's I mean, is this or do they share the same universe as the Wizard of Oz? I mean, is are there are there whatever the fuck I don't know sand creatures or whatever they are on the yellow brick road? Does the tiger have to fight Chewbacca? The cowardly lion have to fight Chewbacca? Does Dorothy fight the witches? I mean, this is what I'm pondering. So I don't know. But there's a difference between the love and the passion, the absolute passion. And just for a reminder, look at that. Look at the passion here. Look at the love. So, I mean, her hand is behind her back and pulling in her face. Okay, that is love. That is a strong desire you can see they want to merge their bodies, right? I mean, when you're passionately in love with somebody and you are squeezing them so hard with you're like actually trying to push them into yourself. Your souls are trying to intertwine, and you're trying to make the unified being that is only talked about in scripture. And you're trying to actually, God is like trying to pull your souls together and make you one being. You're so tight and you're in such passionate love with somebody. That is what I see when I see Jadzia kissing our former host. That's not, I guarantee you, I don't know what they're showing on Acolyte or whatever the Star Wars show is, but I guarantee you it's not that. Stan Lee says, do they even say that witches are all lesbians? Figured they were more like celibate monks, says Stan Lee. They had witches in Clone Wars and in Ahsoka. It's all BS. Miss Lundell says, why are witches in Star Wars? Because Kathleen Kennedy said so. Stanley said they already had Jedi that have same powers. Basically, they need witches too. Chronos says, bitches of Eastwick. Thomas Potts, hello, Thomas. Hey, Thomas. Long time no see. Chronos says, hey to Potts. Carlos says, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was this witch called Rey, and she was truly a bitch. Chronos says, oh, look, gay gals. Thomas Potts says, witches were in the Clone Wars TV show originally. Well, it's not the movies. Stanley says, are those actors both officially straight? Well, Terry Farrell is officially straight. I mean, she's been married to men, heterosexual marriage. Carlo says she's counting the spots. Hakeem says if you look close, you can see they swap spit. Carlo says I would do the same for 10 grand. Gorilla says, Gorilla's Random Thought says, oops, just got myself a trip to HR first thing Monday. Stanley says, is salad tossing in scripture? No. Isn't that the Borg queen? Yes. Stanley says, is salad tossing sodomy? That's between you and your God. The Traveler says, the witches of Darthamia have been around longer than the Clone Wars. Before Disney buyout, this is a different group. Chrono says, I don't know, I never went there. So what kind of dressing? The Traveler says, I don't think the witches are the problem. It's the way they're written. Chrono says, chunky blue cheese is the best. They called Jedi monks, says Outlaw Bill. Chrono says, is this an actual show? Stanley says, Carlo, those spots go all the way down. And Chrono says, hey, to Outlaw Jedi Bill. What did I miss? I know I missed a few chats. Let me go up. Pepsi to the max. Miss Londell says, Club Med, Club Hito is more fun. Oh my God. Mr. Londell, you're going to Hedonism 3? How many times have you been there? Oh my God. Chrono says, you've gotten closer. You could have gotten closer. Carlo says, back in the day when the cat would sleep on top of the TV, now they all sleep on the chair. Cats are jerks, says Kronos. TDS Day, says Kronos. The Traveler puts in the flags, Hail Karoga. Carlos says, happy birthday, President Trump. Kronos says, Karoga, it's a silly place. Carlos says, splish splash, I was taking a bath. Yes, on this National Bath Day. Kronos says, I could go pop weasels. Look at them pop, says Kronos. Carlos says, you're not short, you're just cuddle sized. Kronos says, oh, dead air. Hopefully not. Kronos says, what? Traveler says, we all let down Bird by not sending dear Bob. No, you didn't let me down. I'm actually proud that nobody sent any stupid, filler dear Bobs. I appreciate it. You don't have one to send, that's perfectly fine. We can figure out something else. Carlos's question, do spots get hairy with age? Oh my God. Carlos says, I'd play that game. Thomas Boss says, is there a reward for the capture of you, Outlaw Bill? Chrono says he likes gals with freckles. Melted Copper says, even if the witches weren't bad, prequels ultimately boring. You know who needs to live or die, making no emotional investment or drama. Move up in time. Star Wars. Thomas Bot says, what's with the Biden head rubbing the Pope? What's with Biden head rubbing the Pope? I did not see this, Thomas. I have to check it out. Mike Richards says, Bird of Prey 5, you wanted to rant about a letter you received. Oh, so I got an email earlier this week, and it was like, okay, guys, first, I know I am way behind in my Star Trek Discovery Season 5 reviews. I do not know if I'm going to get to them all. I would like to at least get to the final episode, perhaps, at some point. But I received an email in my AOL emails, which is where my Hulu, my Paramount Plus bill go to. And sure enough, it was, what did you think of Star Trek Discovery Season 5? And it's a survey. It's an invitation for me to do a survey on what I thought about Star Trek Discovery Season 5. Now, I immediately thought, oh, awesome. I'm going to go live and I'm going to do this online and let everybody see what I write. But stupid them, they make it very clear that this, if I agree to do it, I have to agree to not make it public. So I'm thinking that, well, clearly if it's on YouTube public, it's public. But if I did it as a members only thing, then I don't think that's really technically public. I gotta figure it out. But I don't know. I'll have to see. But either way, I'm going to be doing it shortly, and then I will report on what I said and how I say it. But I feel like finally there'll be time for some justice. They're gonna get some honest answers as to the garbage of Star Trek Discovery Season 5. Kronos says, oh, great, another song in my brain. Carlos says, hail, Karoga. Kronos says, gotta go, good show, later, taters. Later, Kronos. Carlos says, have fun, Kronos. Outlaw Bill says, wouldn't you like to know, Thomas? Stanley says, well, you can't fall any farther behind, at least. Thomas Boss says, Outlaw Bill, yes, I could use the extra money. Carlos says, what does email stand for? Something stupid, like electronic mail. That's exactly what it stands for. Carlos says, did you like Star Trek Discovery? Yes, a very lot, very much, or definitely. Oh, if they have that question, then I'm going to, well, I know that's not, I'm sure there'll be a way. I'm sure there'll be a way to voice my disgust. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I open the survey and the answers are, how much did you like Star Trek Discovery? From very much to very, very, very much. No, you son of a bitch. And they're like, congratulations. You gave Star Trek Discovery a perfect 10. No, that was the lowest score. Thomas says, what will they do you publicly send till get you. Well, the problem is they would erase it. They would see that it would be public, and they would go and they would erase it from their their system, and it wouldn't count. Carlos says, "Who's your favorite character? Burnham, Michael Burnham, or Captain Burnham?" Mike Richards says, "Discovery made us suffer. Now it's their turn." Exactly. Thomas Bott says, "Discovery did bring us all together." Yeah, Thomas, always looking for the silver lining. It is true, though. If Alex Kurtzman didn't exist, if Star Trek Discovery didn't exist, our whole bunch here of YouTubers, well, I mean, we would exist, but we probably wouldn't be hanging out together. We certainly wouldn't be having, I know there wouldn't be a bed life. I don't know what I would be doing. Maybe something better, maybe something worse. Who knows? Maybe I wouldn't even be here anymore. I don't know. Carlos is really, next you'll say AOL means America Online. Thomas says AOL should change to BOL, Bird Online, since he is the only person using it. Well, we will change it to Karoga Online. Stan Lee says, Carlo, isn't AOL a senator or something? AOC, a congresswoman, is not the same as AOL, the online service. Stan Lee says, Thomas Botts, they'll keep mailing him the free trial CD-ROMs. Thomas Botts lolling at Stan Lee. He says, what could be worse? Carlo says we'd still have Trek yards. Well, but Trek yards wouldn't have us. Could you imagine how much fewer people they'd have asking for super chats? The Bird multiverse, says Mike Richards. Yeah, the Bird multiverse. Okay, let's check on some news. The Supreme Court rejects a ban on gun bump stocks. I was watching the news when we got a special report during the news to tell us that the Supreme Court has outlawed the ban on bump stocks. Supreme Court effectively legalized machine guns. Well, it's not quite a machine gun. The governor is considering a face mask ban on New York City subways, citing anti-Semitic somethings. I don't understand. You're supposed to go into a subway full of germs without the safety of your mask? because of the possibility you might be a criminal? What about all the people who aren't criminals? Don't they get a choice? Wow. Wow, Governor. You're making a lot of strange differences, making a lot of strange changes to your opinions as November comes around. And then they'll all go away again. It's like, it's so stupid. They've decided to put congestion pricing on hold. They even say they're not throwing it out. They're just saying it's on hold. It's on hold until November. And as soon as they have the election, they're going to go right back to doing congestion pricing. And what congestion pricing is, for those who don't know, is they're going to charge a toll for any cars that come onto the island of Manhattan are going to have to pay like $20. $20 or something, maybe $10, whatever. Doesn't matter. Even if it was $2, it'd still be $2 too many, just for virtue of driving on the island of Manhattan. It's a tax just for fucking people who have cars. And they're already fucking dealing with smaller roads, and they're taking away lanes of traffic, and they're taking away parking spaces to make it fucking places for people to walk. They have sidewalks already. You don't need to put people in the streets. And bike only lanes. Fuck the bikes. You shouldn't be biking. Okay? Bikes are for kids in parks, not for adults trying to get around a big city. Okay? If you're in the city, use the buses, use the subways, whatever you got to fucking do. You know what? Use a fucking car, a taxi, an Uber. Those are the ways to get around. Not fucking bicycles, right? The roads are not made for bicycles. How Boeing's latest scandal could leave NASA astronauts stranded in space on the ISS. Uh-oh. What did they do? What did they do? How Boeing's latest scandal could leave NASA astronauts stranded in space. Boeing's latest potential scandal is out of this world, literally. Its Starliner spacecraft, which carried 2 NASA astronauts to the International Space Station last week, is unable to undock. Unable to undock after several faults were found on the ship. Teams have discovered 5 different leaks in the craft's propulsion system, which would navigate the craft through space as it returns to Earth. The astronauts were set to return on June 14th. That's today. But it's been delayed until June 22nd, when NASA and Boeing scramble to fix issues, leaving the astronauts stranded until then. Now experts have said NASA could be forced to launch a rescue mission. That would be highly embarrassing blow for the embattled Boeing, which is dealing with the spat of issues plaguing its commercial jets. Teams have discovered different leaks in the craft's thruster systems, which would allow it to navigate through space as it returns to Earth. A Boeing spokesman told Daily Mail the integrated NASA-Boeing Starliner mission management team is monitoring the overall health of the spacecraft and adhering to our mission flight rules. Even with the smallest helium leak discovered after docking, before the system was closed, we determined we have approximately 70 hours of free flight activity and continue to have full redundancy in all critical systems. Daily Mail has contacted NASA, but the agency refused to comment on if a possible rescue mission could take place. Problems with Boeing's commercial jets, including turbulence, mechanical issues, and tail strikes, have cost the company at least $3 billion. And NASA awarded Boeing a $4.2 billion contract to build Starliner as a taxi for astronauts to ISS. NASA previously pushed the return of Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams to June 18th, but on Friday revealed their stay would again be extended. The extra time allows the team to finalize departure planning, operations, while the spacecraft remains cleared for crew emergency return scenarios within the flight rules, NASA and Boeing said in a statement. Boeing Starliner can only stay docked on the ISS for a total of 45 days due to limited fuel on the orbital laboratory. It's unclear whether what NASA has planned if the time is extended. But if the ground team deems the capsule spaceworthy, astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams will board the craft for another 24-hour trip through space and back to Earth. Starliner was previously set to launch on May 6th, but teams detected a valve leaking helium and scrubbed the mission. Engineers suspected the issue came from a defective rubber seal the size of a shirt button and said that even if the leak worsens, it could be managed in flight and set the next launch for June 1st. However, Starliner was again plagued with misfortunate when I guess they meant misfortune, when the capsule was automatically halted with minutes to go before liftoff by a computer abort system. Astronauts Butch Wilmore left and Suni Williams right. No, that's the exact opposite. Butch has to be the guy. The guy is on the left. Suni is clearly the woman, and she's on the left in the photo. Was set to return on June 14th, but has been delayed until June 22nd, when Boeing and NASA scramble to fix issues. If you can't get the fucking names of the astronauts right in the photo, why are we supposed to believe anything else? It just hurts. It hurts, Mama Pray. It hurts. They can't get anything right.
No shit.
Yahoo. They broke up in 1989, but now his ex-girlfriend is inheriting $1 million. His $1 million retirement account after nearly 40 years. In 1987, Jeffrey Rollison filled out a handwritten form naming Margaret Shojit as the sole beneficiary of his work retirement account. Nearly 40 years after their breakup, Margaret is poised to inherit Jeffrey's $1 million retirement account because Rollison never updated this form. When he passed away in 2015, she was still listed as the beneficiary. Well, maybe he wanted her to have it. According to court documents, Jeffrey met Margaret, who now goes by Peggy, in the park while playing frisbee. They started dating in their early 20s and eventually moved to Sullivan County, Pennsylvania. Margaret worked as a server while Jeffrey found a job at Procter & Gamble plant. As the Wall Street Journal writes, in 1987, he joined P&G's profit sharing and saving plans and filled out a beneficiary card, naming Margaret as his cohabitor. 2 years later, Peggy moved out. She got married the following year and had 2 children. Jeffrey later started a new relationship with Mary Lou Murray, with whom he lived until they separated in 2014. Jeffrey died at 59 without a spouse or children, and the court ruled Murray wasn't entitled to the money or his $66,000 home, collection of used BMWs, and 2 cats. After Jeffrey's death, his brothers discovered Margaret's claim to his retirement money. Shocked by this, they have been contesting the claim in federal court against P&G, trying to prevent Margaret, now known as Margaret Lossinger, from receiving the funds. His brother Brian, a mechanic, told Wall Street Journal, "We were shocked." In 2020, a court told P&G to give the money to Margaret Lossinger. The money is being held while the brothers continue their legal challenge. Their lawyer, David Gould, has asked the court to reconsider the case and filed an appeal. The brothers are not giving up, but changing the court's decision will be tough. The situation shows how important it is to keep beneficiary forms up to date. These forms, which tell who gets the money from things like retirement accounts and life insurances, can be more powerful than a will, even if they were filled out a long time ago. Federal law usually says, where is it? Federal law usually says employers have to give these funds to the last name person or a surviving spouse, unless the spouse gives up the claim. Alex Jones's personal assets will be sold to help pay Sandy Hook debt as judge decides InfoWars fate. Would you buy Alex Jones's personal assets? Memoir actors Young Sheldon cancellation criticism is proven right by new CBS data. What the hell does that mean? Memoir actors Young Sheldon's cancellation criticism is proven right. Summary: Annie Potts' criticism of Young Sheldon's cancellation is proven by new CBS viewership data that reveals it remained TV's #1 comedy when it ended. The emotional finale of Young Sheldon wrapped up in the Cooper story, but the upcoming spin-off won't include all family members. CBS could have continued the Cooper story seamlessly without launching a new show by simply rebranding Young Sheldon as a proper ensemble show. Weeks after it ended, Memoir actors' criticism over Young Sheldon's cancellation is proven by new data from CBS. On the heels of the dual strikes of 2013 and the delayed start of the whole TV year, it was announced Young Sheldon would be ending on a shortened 7th season. Rumbles about the show wrapping up, however, started even before the season 6 finale, as the prequel reached a point in the timeline where Sheldon was supposed to leave Texas and move to California. Despite that, however, the confirmation about the show ending couldn't come until several months later. After significantly fewer episodes, the Young Sheldon finale delivered an emotional send-off for the Coopers, tackling the aftermath of George's tragic death, and the first half of the series caper was devoted to his funeral. After that, the prequel shifted its storytelling to ending Sheldon's story in Texas and transitioning to his new life at Caltech. The ending was objectively good, especially in light of several disappointing finales. That said, there's been an argument that Young Sheldon shouldn't have ended with season 7. Potts has echoed the sentiment, and a fresh update proved she is correct. I don't know. Would I have still watched the show if Sheldon wasn't there? And just be the Coopers? To be honest, no. Not with the dad dead. If the dad was still alive, but he couldn't be. I mean, he couldn't be alive because he had to die. I mean, that's Sheldon's backstory. If it was, I mean, I guess I'm going to watch the spin-off. So I guess I would, I guess I'd watch. They should just bring everybody back to the spin-off. That's fine. And they still might. What do we got? I got a lot of chat. Okay, guys, I can't read all the chat. City Skyline City coming soon, says Carlo. Let me see. Thomas Potts says, check Dear Bop if you can, please. I will, Thomas. I will. Stanley says, Meemaw is his grandmother. Yeah, Meemaw is his grandmother. That's this one. Stanley says, do people know what objective means? How can art ever be objectively good or bad? Well, I mean, listen. I know art is objective, but the Mona Lisa, Michelangelo's David, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, those are objectively good works of art. Okay? If you get a whole bunch of exhaust pipes and you make some sort of statue out of it, okay, that's objective. That's subjective. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. That's up to you. But there's some things that are just objectively good. Making the biggest Star Trek battle was surprisingly easy. Let me guess, though, that's a fake track. That is not the biggest not the Deep Space Nine track battle. Apple new AI is made in Google data centers. House of the Dragon hits its stride in a bigger, bleaker season 2. See, I haven't watched season 1 yet. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can go back to Game of Thrones. It's just Game of Thrones was so good and it went so bad. How can you trust them again? How can you trust them again? And like what's the point? Do they deserve a second chance? I guess. I mean, objectively, Game of Thrones, season 1, season 2, season 3, they were great. This was great stuff. We all were looking forward to it. We were all talking about it. I mean, on YouTube, I was a small fraction of the number of subscribers and I have now. And the final season of Game of Thrones, just the thought that we were talking about it, possibly able to view it, and I was getting thousands of people coming live streaming those days. That was how big a phenomenon Game of Thrones was. And now we are back again they're saying that this is the new Game of Thrones by the Game of Thrones people. And I'm afraid I haven't even watched it. I didn't even watch the first season. I'm not sure I will watch it because it was that bad. But they're telling us, they're saying it's good. Am I hurting myself by not watching it? I don't know. Anyway, let's go to Dear Bop. Thomas, there's no new Dear Bop. Thomas Bot says, yep, you had thousands of views and didn't buy them. No. Mike Richards says battered bird syndrome. Outlaw Bill says the House of the Dragon is really good. And Thomas says, oops, I forgot to hit submit. Son of a bitch. Well, now we know this is definitely not Thomas Bots. Dear Bob, New York Post. Biden embraces surprised-looking Pope Francis with forehead to forehead hug at G7 summit. That's weird. It's a weird hug. I don't know. Maybe it's something they taught him to do at church. Heads up, Your Holiness. President Biden embraced a surprise. Oh my God, he is surprised looking. A surprised looking Pope Francis with an intimate forehead to forehead hug on Friday during the second day of the G7 summit in Italy. The 87-year-old pontiff, the Pope is what? So how much older is he than Biden? 10 years? 10 years older? I don't know. What's he, 74? 77?
Joe Biden is 81 years old.
81. So Joe Biden is 81. So the Pope is 6 years older than Joe Biden. An 81-year-old forehead snuggling with an 87-year-old. The 87-year-old pontiff had to be wheeled into a room of world leaders to take part in a discussion of issues surrounding artificial intelligence, energy, and the African Mediterranean region. He is the first Pope ever to attend a G7 gathering. President Biden embraced a confused-looking Pope Francis at the G7 summit. Yeah, that's a weird one. Wow. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas says Biden is 81. Stanley, is he saying, see you soon? I don't know. There we go. That looks so damn gay, says Mr. Londell. Mike Richards is I told Biden the joy buzzer was a bad idea. Oh, guys. Well, I think I've been talking a long time. 2.5 hours. Jesus Christ. It's been a long one, guys. I gotta go. Thank you all for hanging out. It's Friday evening. Enjoy your time and have a great weekend. I'll be around, I hope. Knock wood. Mama Pray is waving good night. I can go hang out at the Underground, Free the Net, freethenet.org/underground. And later this evening, I'll probably head over to Friday Night Frolics and ask Doomcock to sing a song at some point. And yeah, have some fun. Have some fun for the night. All right. Later, folks, says LDG. Mike Richards says farewell from Columbus, Ohio. Stanley says happy Friday. Bradley Briggs says live long and prosper you all. Have a great day, night, everyone. Captain Phantom Nerd says good night. And Hakeem says, see ya, bird chat. It's been great. Thank you, Hakeem. Katla all bird out.